Happy March Reading Month, special friends. Are you ready for our first book? Our first book is Niko and the Trouble Bubble, and it's written by me, your special friend, Mrs. Ashley. Do you see anything on the cover that you love to play with? If you're like me, you love to play with bubbles. Well, in this book, we're going to see lots of bubbles. Are you ready to hear the story? Niko loved bubbles. They were his favorite thing. When his mother gave him a bottle of brand new bubbles, Niko jumped for joy. After Niko finished putting away his toys, he ran outside to play with his new bubbles. Niko watched the bubbles float around everywhere. He laughed as they burst and continued to blow more. Niko watched the bubbles float around everywhere. He laughed as they burst and continued to blow more. But there was one bubble, just one, that would not burst. It was not high in the sky. It was not moving very fast. That bubble just floated in the sky, looking back at Niko. Look at all of those bubbles. Niko jumped and he swatted at the bubble. He wanted to make it burst as the others had, but the bubble started to float away instead. Before Niko could realize it, he had knocked over his bottle of bubbles. The bottle was now completely empty. Oh no, Niko cried. But that bubble, the trouble bubble, was still there. It floated there, looking back at Niko. How do you think Niko feels? Now his bottle of bubbles is all empty. Does our trouble bubble look sad? Or does he look happy? Niko was so upset that he started running after the trouble bubble again. This time he chased the bubble because he was so angry about spilling his brand new bottle of bubbles. The trouble bubble was just out of Niko's reach. Niko was so focused on trying to catch it that he was not paying attention to everything else around him. Splash! Niko had run right into a pile of mud. His clothes were now all dirty. Have you ever run into a pile of mud? Mrs. Ashley has, and she's gotten all dirty, just like Niko. But that trouble bubble was still there. Niko was even more determined to catch the bubble than before. Niko chased it faster and ran harder. He wanted to catch that bubble so bad. Niko ran so fast that he did not see his friends building a sandcastle and ran right through it. Niko stopped running when he heard his friends cry. He looked back at the destroyed castle and started to feel bad. Niko apologized to his friends and helped them rebuild the castle. Do you like to build sandcastles? Would you be sad if somebody destroyed the sandcastle that you built? I would. Then he looked toward the trouble bubble. Trouble bubble, I can't chase you anymore. You keep getting me into trouble, Niko yelled. I didn't want to get you into trouble, Niko, the trouble bubble said. I just wanted to show you all the beautiful things that I could see from up here. What things? Niko asked the trouble bubble. Does our trouble bubble look so happy now? Or do you think he's upset? I think he's upset. He didn't mean to get Niko into trouble. Back when you knocked over your bottle of bubbles, there was a flower just starting to bloom. And back by the mud puddle was a caterpillar crawling on the branch of a tree. It was your favorite color. Do you see the caterpillar? What color is that caterpillar? You got it. The caterpillar is green. Lastly, I wanted to show you your friend's castle because it was so cool. But instead, you were so angry with me that you never saw any of it. I'm sorry, Bubble. Maybe you aren't trying to get me into trouble, Niko said after thinking about it all. Can you show me new things? This time, I will keep my eyes open so that I can see what you see. Sure, Niko, I would love that, the bubble said. So Niko and his bubble set off for new adventures, and Niko never called his friend Trouble Bubble again. Do our friends look happy? I think so. The end. Now, special friends, at the end of a story, or even before I begin it, I always like to have a little extra fun. So, just for you and all of my other special friends, I put coloring pages in the back of my book. If you don't have a copy of Niko and the Trouble Bubble yet, you can actually have a parent go to mrsashley.com and download some free pictures from our story. Have fun coloring and illustrating Niko on your own. I hope you love this story. Tune in for more.